e.l.f., Eucerin, Paula's Choice, La Roche Posay, Drunk Elephant. These are some of the products that I've loved or not loved in 2023. Hello everyone, Des here and welcome to my channel or welcome back. So without further ado, let me talk you through all this stuff that I've got in front of me here. Get yourself a hot drink or something stronger and let's get cracking. So let's start with body care, and the first product I want to tell you about is the Drmtlgy Exfoliating Body Lotion. Now I bought this on the recommendation of one or two of my close friends on YouTube. That's Cindy of Beyond 50 Skin and Tamara of Tamara's Timeless Beauty. They both really love this product. So why I wanted to try it was because it's got lactic acid. It says it removes layers of dead skin and debris. It leaves the skin hydrated, radiant and significantly softer, which of course is what we all want. Now it also said it helps with keratosis pilaris, which I don't have, but it's obviously a really good, strong and effective product, and I did really like it. Now the difficulty for me is it's an American brand, therefore shipping is obviously a bit of an issue and it can take some time to arrive. So let me show you how it comes out. It comes out in a nice thick formula there. It's instantly smoothing. It doesn't have any fragrance, and actually I should have said at the outset, I'm allergic to fragrances. I get really bad seborrheic dermatitis if I use a fragrance product on my skin, unless it only stays on it for a few minutes, like a hand wash or a cleanser. But I do try to steer clear of fragrance products. And this doesn't have fragrance, so obviously that's a big tick for me. So I did really like it. Can't remember exactly how much it cost, but all the details of all the products I talk about will be listed in the description box below. But I did really like it, and the only reason I didn't repurchase it is because of the shipping issue, really, because it comes from the States. But I did really like it, and if you are based in the States or in North America, anywhere you can get your hands on it without expensive shipping, I definitely think it's worth checking this out and other products in the range, which I know both Cindy and Tamara really like. But I was very lucky to have found a British equivalent, and it is this Ameliorate Transforming Body Lotion. Again, unfragranced product. Again, it has the lactic acid like the Drmtlgy, and this is a non-fragrance version, although they do have a fragrance version. Now this is a product that Nadine Baggott has been going on about for quite some time. Now it's lovely and smoothing. It's slightly less of a lotion, maybe more of a cream than the Drmtlgy version, but otherwise it's very, very similar. Unfragranced, as I say, leaves your skin lovely and smooth. Again, there's slight fragrance of something, but obviously it's not an official fragrance, if you know what I mean. And I just really like it. And it comes in a tube, which actually in a way I prefer to a pump. I find it easier to apply. I suppose the only issue with a tube as opposed to a pump is that you might get more out than you actually need. But otherwise, I think it's a really great product. Now let's talk about cleansers. And a product that I have really enjoyed using is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. Now I think this is the fragranced version, and I'm not sure whether I can get hold of the unfragranced version. And I think there is one, but I don't know whether we can get hold of it here. There's always this difference between the UK and the States, because obviously this is an American brand. But I think for a reasonably priced cleanser, it's excellent. I have talked about this before, but I'd sort of forgotten about it for a while. I think it's really useful to take on a holiday, for example, if it's a short trip and you want something relatively small to pack, then I think this is great. Obviously, I'd prefer it if it didn't have fragrance, but it really is one of the few cleansers that actually gets my mascara off, which is so important to me because it drives me mad if I can't get it off. And particularly, actually, let me take my glasses off. Those of you who know my channel will know that I had an eye operation and it's just about healed. The stitches have just about gone. But when I had the stitches and I was still able to wear eye makeup, I had to be super careful, and I still actually have to be super careful not to rub my eyes too much. And this really helps to get the eye makeup off without me having to go like this too much. So I do highly recommend this as a reasonably priced cleansing balm. Now my current holy grail cleanser is the Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Cleansing Balm, this one here. Now, interestingly, this has similar ingredients to the e.l.f. and the main similar ingredient is acrylic triglyceride, and that maybe is what gives it the balmy texture. Now, with the Paula's Choice, you do need to kind of mix it a bit, give it a bit of a shake, because otherwise it'll come out quite runny. And actually, I forgot to show you what the e.l.f. looks like, so let me compare and contrast the Paula's Choice with a little bit of the e.l.f. So in a way, the e.l.f. is easier to apply because you can just put your finger in, but I know that's not as hygienic. Honestly, there's not much to choose between them, is there? We've got the e.l.f. here and the Paula's Choice there, and the texture is very similar. I'll just rub it in for you. Yeah, I mean, there's really very little to choose between them. I mean, the e.l.f. isn't super reasonable. It's okay. I think it's about £10 for the tub. The Paula's Choice is more, probably like 20. But again, all the details of everything I talk about will be down below in the description box. But I must say, I do really love the Paula's Choice. But if you want to spend a little bit less, then definitely try the e.l.f. See if you can find the non-fragrance version. I'm not sure I can. But like I said at the beginning, as long as it's not on my skin for very long, it's basically just on it. I basically just apply it and then wipe it off pretty quickly, then I think it's fine. If you are sensitive to fragrance, it probably isn't going to irritate you too much. Now let's talk about some cleansers that I wasn't as keen on. And let's start with this jelly cleanser, which is called Bestie number 9, and it's by Drunk Elephant, this one here. Now, I didn't actually buy this myself. This is one my daughter left behind when she came to stay with me a few months ago, and she said, oh, you can try it, Mum. So I did, but I must admit I didn't like it at all. I suppose it's because I don't really like a jelly cleanser. Let me just show you. So it's a clear liquid like that. I think you do the usual thing of wetting your hands and then rubbing it in. I think this one is unfragranced actually. It does sort of milky up a bit there, but it just didn't seem to get the makeup off somehow. It certainly didn't get my eye makeup off, and I just didn't really like the feel of it. You can see it's gone a bit sort of patchy. I mean, maybe all jelly cleansers do that, but it just didn't impress me at all really, so not going to carry on using that. In fact, I think that's the only Drunk Elephant product I've ever tried. I just haven't been that attracted to the brand, to be honest. So, but let me know in the comments below if you've got any Drunk Elephant favourites that you think I can use that don't have fragrance in them. I would be interested because I'm not averse to trying any. I just haven't been attracted to any so far. Now, another cleanser I didn't get on with at all is this Cetaphil Healthy Radiance Brightness Reveal Creamy Cleanser. I suppose, again, it's in the similar vein to the Drunk Elephant in that it's a cream cleanser. Let me just show you a bit. It's unscented. There you are. So it's actually very creamy. It's not like the Drunk Elephant at all. I'm talking rubbish. In fact, it's very thick, but when you put it on your skin, and again, you are supposed to moisten your hands and then put it on, I just found my skin felt so tight as I had it on my complexion. It just felt really uncomfortable and I couldn't wait to get it off. So although it is quite thick, it just didn't really do the business for me. I didn't feel comfortable, and again, it didn't get my mascara off. So I'm not going to be repurchasing this. Now, another cleanser or another set of cleansers that I'm not going to be repurchasing, in fact, I'm not really using anymore, are the Cerave range. So the one I used to use as my second cleanse is the Hydrating cleanser, this one here, which is very reasonably priced and it does the job well as a second cleanse or a morning cleanse. But it has been stinging me very slightly, and I know other creators have talked about this in the past, but it's only recently happened to me. Now, it could be that my skin at the moment is being difficult, and that has been an issue for me. It has been very dry. I've had really dry patches, and I've had to scale back my retinol use as well. So it could be that that's the reason why they've been uncomfortable. I did use these two little samples. So this is the smoothing cleanser, that one there, which I was given a while ago, and the foaming cleanser. I don't really like foaming cleansers, but I took these on holiday with me recently when I was away for a couple of days, and obviously they're very useful to have as little minis to just cleanse your face once or twice when you're away. But I'm not going to be repurchasing Cerave anytime soon. I think I'd rather stick to my Paula's Choice, and rather contrarily, I really like the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, which is my second cleanse or my morning cleanse. So this is what's actually replaced the Cerave, slightly ironically. But this one is not making my skin tight or sore or anything. I'm really enjoying this. I really like the pump action. It's non-fragranced and it's a great second cleanse and reasonably priced as well. Now, before we leave cleansing altogether, I just wanted to talk briefly about this little set by Duval, which I was actually gifted, I think about 18 months ago, and I did a video where I talked about it. And the idea behind it is that it helps to cleanse your face and exfoliate your face in particular. So it is about cleansing really and exfoliating. Do I reach for it on a regular basis since I got it? No, in fact, I've completely stopped using it, it has to be said. I didn't dislike using it, but I just don't feel that I need that extra exfoliation. I think what I liked about it, particularly if you wanted to use something on your body, the little brush was quite good. These little heads were for the face, and this one is quite cute. It's a little pumice stone which you can pop on as well. But I have to say it's not a product that I would use again really, so I'm probably going to gift it to someone who might be more interested in using it. And by the way, I was just gifted this. I wasn't paid to talk about it at all in that video, and of course not today, as I'm really not using it anymore. Right, let's talk about serums next. And I've only got one serum that I want to mention that I think is really, really good. And that is the Roche Posay B5 serum, this one here. And this is a recent discovery. Now, the reason I wanted to try this and the reason I sought this out was because I've had very dry skin over the last few weeks, really dry. And in one of my Facebook groups that I'm in, I think it was either the Sally Hughes or the Nadine Baggott Facebook forum, I said, my skin is really dry. Have you got any recommendations? And a woman about my age recommended this, and she said it really worked for her in a couple of days. And I thought, wow, I've got to try it then. Now, I must admit, I didn't actually read the description of the product. I just bought it on her say-so. But actually, if I just tell you what it says, and let me just look at my notes, it actually says, after 4 hours of use, elasticity and firmness are improved by 24%, and skin is 70% more hydrated. Now, I don't know about 4 hours, but I tell you what, a couple of days use of this, plus another cream that I'm going to talk to you about in a sec, really, really helped. And I haven't had any more dry patches. Now, I've been using this twice a day and I've only used 1 drop. I actually, again, I'm terrible, you know, I didn't check to see how many drops you're supposed to use, but 1 drop seemed to be enough for me anyway. And I've really enjoyed using it. It's very easy to use, and let me just show you. It's got a nice thick dropper. Can you see how nice and thick that is? I'm just going to pop, and it's quite thick, the liquid. There it comes out like so. There we are, and it's quite jelly-like. Let me just quickly put the top back on. I'm always conscious of things not oxidizing. And there, it is quite a thick gel, which I like. It's not runny like some serums are. Some of them are so watery that you feel like, what's the point of putting them on? It's evaporated before you've had time to say boo. Now, it's unfragranced, of course, but it does actually have a very pleasant smell. And there it is, it's gone straight into the skin. The idea behind it, I mean, it's called Hyaluronic. It's just full of hyaluronic acid, that's what it does. So it's putting moisture back into your skin. Now, I think what happened to me is that I overdid the retinol and the exfoliation. I think I thought when my skin was dry, I needed to exfoliate more, but actually I should have done the opposite, really. I should have just let it relax for a bit and not gone overboard. So I actually stopped using retinol for the time being, and I've started to slowly reintroduce it, and I'll tell you about that in a sec. But I really, really recommend this. If your skin barrier is compromised in any way, which I think mine was, then this little bottle can really help. Not cheap, by the way, I'm afraid, not cheap, but a real recovery saviour. And the next product is also a recovery saviour, and it's the Urea Repair by Eucerin. Now, the reason I chose this was because both Cindy and Tamara talked about how good this, what's it called now? it's a Japanese brand. I can't remember the name of it. I'll link it down below for you. I'm sure you'll know it if you're based in the States because they always talk about it. But to try and get hold of it here is really difficult. But I looked at the ingredients that were in that. Ah, yes, it's something Suhara. I think that's what it's called. It contains urea, as does this. And so I looked for a product and a brand that I could trust. And I know I like Eucerin. I've used their SPF many times before. So it contains urea, which is the key ingredient in the Suhara, I think it's what it's called, which both Cindy and Tamara recommend. Anyway, urea is the key ingredient. That's what I'm trying to say in my rambly way. And that's what I needed to find in a product. So I'm really glad I found this. Let me just show you what it's like. It's almost milky in its consistency. And it goes beautifully under your SPF. It's absolutely fantastic. No pilling. I've got it on today and it's just really helped. So that, along with the B5 from La Roche Posay, has absolutely saved my skin this winter. Now let's talk about SPFs. So my holy grail SPF at the moment is the Paula's Choice Skin Restoring Moisturiser SPF 50. Now I know that those of you in other countries have different rules for your SPFs, but I really recommend Paula's Choice anyway as a brand, because if you're like me and you have sensitive skin and you don't mind paying a little bit more for your skincare, then Paula's Choice is definitely the place to go first if you're looking for a new product. So this SPF is absolutely fantastic for me. It doesn't pill. It goes perfectly over the urea moisturiser I've just shown you. And I will be taking this on my holiday to the sun very shortly. Now another couple that I've actually finished, which I didn't mind, but I'm probably not going to go back to at the moment because I do prefer the Paula's Choice. One is the Cetaphil Daily Defense SPF 50 and the other is the Cerave Facial Moisturising Lotion. It also has an SPF of 50. Now I have finished both of these. I quite like them, but because I'm on Paula's Choice at the moment, I probably won't repurchase them. But they both did the job and more reasonably priced than the Paula's Choice. Now while we're on the subject of Paula's Choice, and this is not sponsored by Paula's Choice, they don't know I exist, but I am a big fan of theirs, as I've said. I'm really enjoying this product, which is the Barrier Repair Moisturiser with retinol. It's got a very small amount of retinol. This is an evening product, although they do say you can use it during the day. And I've been using this instead of my Medicate Retinol 10, which is the level I'm on at the moment, which is a pretty high level, which I've stopped doing for now. I will be reintroducing it, but not yet because of my skin barrier being so compromised. But I think this is a really gentle way to get a little bit of retinol into your skin at night without it causing any problems. And of course it's on fragrance. So I am really enjoying this. It's a nice thick consistency. There it is. And actually I've been using this in conjunction with the B5 from La Roche Posay as well, just for double bubble purposes really. Although it looks thick, it actually moisturises down into more of a, not milky exactly, but not so creamy consistency. So it doesn't feel heavy on the skin, doesn't feel like you've got anything on. And I really like it. And again, it's on fragrance, so I know it's safe for me to use. As I say, they say you can use it in the day, but of course you must follow it with an SPF. But I'm not interested in wearing this in the day. I'm perfectly fine with the products I already use. So I'm okay with that. But I think for an evening, if you want to give your skin a rest from your heavy duty retinol, then I would definitely recommend this. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about how I've stopped using Cerave, but actually at the moment I'm finding that both the moisturising cream for my body and the moisturising cream in a tub, I mean they are virtually the same product, or at least they're called the same. I'm finding these a little bit irritating or a little bit sore making, so I'm not putting them on my skin at the moment, although they probably would be all right on my feet if my feet were particularly dry, and I've still got some left in both of them. In fact, have I got any left in here? Let me see. Oh yeah, there's a little bit left. Let me just show you what that's like in case you haven't tried it. So this is nice and thick. So this actually would be very good for your feet. That's what it looks like. And the tube version, let's just show you that. I mean, the tube version's identical. Great. The tube version's identical, really. No different, both unfragranced. I just found, let's see whether it's happening today, that they were a bit stingy. I don't know. Of course, it's not going to happen to me today. I think if you're looking for an unfragranced, reasonably priced skin body cream, then you can't go wrong with these, because they're a lot cheaper than buying, say, the Ameliorate or the Drmtlgy. But the caveat is that they might be a little bit stingy for you. I mean, of course, now that I've said they're stingy, it's not stingy at all. And I have been using them happily for years, actually, Cerave. It's a great brand. It's a reasonably priced brand, but I don't know whether they reformulate it now and again. Dr. Dre has some pretty good videos on Cerave, so I can find them and link them down below for you if you're interested. It's a reasonably priced brand, but I'm not going to be repurchasing these anytime soon. Let's talk about hair care now, and the first product I want to tell you about is a new discovery for me. I cannot for the life of me remember who had recommended it. It was definitely on YouTube, and it's this hairbrush, or rather this scalp brush. Sorry, a bit. Yes, it's this scalp brush which I have been using because I've had a bit of dandruff come back, and it's probably because I've been using something that's fragranced, or I don't know what it was. Anyway, it really helps, and this might be a bit, but honestly it helps to get rid of that crustiness. You know, when you're in the shower and you need to give your scalp a really good massage, rather than having to use your fingers, you can use this brush. It's absolutely brilliant. It's made by iMike, that's it there, the shampoo brush. I got it from Amazon. I think it was about £20. It also came with this rather nice scrunchie, which is very good. And honestly, highly recommend it if you want a really good scalp massage. I don't go to the hairdressers, and more of that in a moment. I hate having my hair massaged by anybody. I want to do it myself. It just gives me the creeps, actually. So I'm really happy that I found this brush, because it absolutely does the business. So following on with shampooing your hair, I absolutely love Nizoral for my dandruff. I think it's excellent. I need to use it more often. I don't know whether you've ever tried it before. It's got ketoconazole in it, which I think is great. It's not fragranced like some of the anti-dandruff shampoos. So if you are suffering from dandruff, I highly recommend Nizoral. I also do use on my hair, and I know it's very expensive, the Kerastase Genesis range. So this is the conditioner. I've got the shampoo and I've got the hair mask as well, actually. And I really do find that it leaves my hair nice and silky soft. Now, I know I could use much cheaper shampoos. To be honest, one shampoo in a way isn't all that different from another. I suppose one's going to have cheaper ingredients, that's all. And one, of course, like Kerastase, is a particularly high-end brand. But I just really like the packaging. I know that's a bit sad, but a lot of shampoos come in these like really strong orange or green colours, which just look so unattractive. I know, it's all about what's inside rather than the outside. But anyway, because I'm lucky enough to be able to afford to buy Kerastase, I do really like it. So I just thought I would mention it here if you're in the market for a bit more of an upmarket product, as it were. And those of you who watched my channel before might know that I dye my own hair, and I just wanted to mention the products that I use, or the brand rather, and it's this brand here called Serum. It's a local North London brand to me, actually, and that isn't why I buy from there, and they don't know I'm doing this video. I'm not sponsored by them at all. But I find their products so gentle on my hair, and I was discussing this with my friend yesterday who recommended them to me in the first place. She actually used to live down the road from their little store, and they are excellent. They ship worldwide. I'll leave the video down below for you in the description box where I talk about how I dye my hair. And in a recent video, I talked about going to the hairdressers. I think it was my December vlog. And I talked about going to the hairdressers and thinking about having a balayage. But I was talking to my girlfriend about it yesterday and saying, do you think I could do my own? And she suggested that I might be able to, because I'd rather use these products than the products like L'Oreal that they have in the salons, because I sometimes do react to them. I know you have a patch test and all of that, which is fine, and I have done that. But honestly, I'd rather not pay £300 and sit there for 3 hours if I can do it myself. So I might give it a go. And of course, if I do, I will video it and let you know how I get on. But anyway, if you want to dye your own hair, I highly recommend using Serum. Very inexpensive, very kind to the hair, and easy to use as well. Now, a product that I didn't get on with, although I do get on with a kind of a sister product to this, is the Batiste Oomph My Locks Plumping Powder. Now, The idea behind this is it's very similar to a Batiste spray, which I do use and like, and I find that easy to use. But this one just makes me look like I've got a snowstorm going on in my hair. I just find it really difficult to massage in to get the oomph that I want without compromising looking like I've been in a snow globe or something. It really didn't work for me at all, so I'm afraid this is not a good product for me. So there you have it. Those are my best and worst skincare and hair care products of 2023. So let me know in the comments below, have you tried any of these products? Have you got any other products to recommend? I absolutely love hearing about the products that you love or don't love. I find it so helpful, and as you can see, I take advice from other creators and I also take advice from you. And if you've enjoyed this video, I would be so grateful if you'd give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that YouTube lets you know each time I upload a video. And if you want more from me, I have a monthly newsletter. And in that, I don't just talk about beauty, fashion and lifestyle, but music, books, film, theatre, and all the other bits and bobs that make us happy. And if you'd like to subscribe, and it's just a monthly newsletter, completely free, then the link is in the description box below. And if you still can't get enough of me, I'm going to pop up a couple of videos in the same vein as this one that you might enjoy. And thank you so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me. It really does. And I hope you're all doing really well. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.